Wake up, Takeshi. Today you don't train to return. You train to never fail again. Instructor Yamamoto's voice shattered the frozen silence of Kanoya Air Base, and it was winter 1944, and 19-year-old Takeshi Yamada had just begun his training with the Tokubetsu Kogekitai, the Special Attack Unit. The moment he put on that uniform, he understood he was learning to die. The training was brutally simple. No evasion maneuvers, no dogfighting techniques, no landing procedures. Just three things: takeoff, basic navigation, and a precise 45-degree dive. Everything else was unnecessary for a pilot who would never return home. For the first 2 weeks, Takeshi sat in wooden cockpit simulators mounted on sawhorses, pushing the control stick forward thousands of times until the motion became instinct. Yamamoto paced between the trainees with a bamboo stick, striking anyone whose concentration faltered. "Aim for the base of the ship," he would shout. "Hesitation is treason." When the actual flight training began, Takeshi climbed into a worn Mitsubishi FE6M0, too damaged for real combat, but perfect for suicide practice. His target floated below, an old fishing boat painted with white crosses, representing an American aircraft carrier. On his first dive, every cell in his body screamed to pull up. The ocean rushed toward him with terrifying speed. At the last second, he yanked the stick back, skimming over the boat too high. "Pathetic," Yamamoto's voice crackled through the radio. Again! 17 times that day, Takeshi dove. By the final attempt, something inside him had broken, or perhaps finally accepted what he'd become. The evenings brought psychological conditioning. In the assembly hall, Yamamoto read farewell letters from pilots who had already completed their missions. "I fly not to my death, but to my immortality," one lieutenant had written. Shinto priests taught meditation, trying to transform fear into transcendent purpose. "Become like water," and they said, "flow naturally toward your destination without resistance." But at night, lying on his thin mattress, Takeshi couldn't become water. He remained stubbornly human, thinking of his mother in Hiroshima, his younger brother Kenji, cherry blossoms he'd never see again. He had volunteered not from fanaticism, but from duty and the crushing weight of expectation. To refuse would have destroyed his family's honor. During the 4th week, he wrote his farewell letters. Hollow words about honor and duty that protected his family but revealed nothing of his terror. When he sealed them and handed them to Yamamoto, the instructor nodded. "You are ready." On his final morning, Takeshi stood before the base shrine and received his white hachimaki headband. He tied it around his forehead with steady hands. All the fear had crystallized into a cold knot in his chest, leaving the rest of him strangely calm. He climbed into his Zero, this one newer, with a full fuel tank and a 250-kilogram bomb. The engine roared. He taxied to the runway and lifted into the golden dawn sky, fourth in formation. Below, Kanoya disappeared. Ahead, beyond the horizon, the American fleet waited. As he flew through the morning light, Takeshi thought not of the emperor or glory, but of his mother's face and all the tomorrows he would never see. The divine wind carried him forward toward his last dive, transforming a frightened boy into a weapon with a beating heart.